Let's see. Oh, we might as well use this, and we'll use it up here as well. Oh, we'll use it down here. Nope, we can't boost an animal farm. That's fine. I suppose. Oh, we do have animals. Of course there are. There's animals right there. I was just thinking, hopefully I did buy some animals. How much are we getting about here? About 17 per season. Yeah, so see, this is the interesting system here. It's like depleting 11, but you get 17. So it's sort of like they're magicking extra gold out of nothing, and that's because of the conserve resource option up here. So right now, all of our coal seems to be going directly into our buildings. A little bit concerned that we may not be getting quite the amount of resources we need. So we'll go back to normal, and we'll also boost up the number of workers in here. How much? We don't have much in the way of stone, but I think using the stone to boost our shaft efficiency is probably the best way to go. So I'll just use it right now. It's far better than blowing it on just a couple of houses, getting better insulation. Yeah, it's a far better improvement. Hopefully, I didn't screw the pooch on this one and end up freezing my entire city, but we'll find out in due course, won't we? Charcoal burner, no. Mushroom farm is. The mushroom farm turns wood into food, which seems like a pretty good trade, but the thing is, you end up using so much wood, it's. Maybe for like one at the beginning is okay, but beyond that it becomes a bit of a problem. Alright, let's do our next one. So we'll go for this, just so we can move on to our next step, which is our luxury goods. So trading post and trading port, and the number of immigrants, and obviously getting more immigrants in is pretty useful because we need more people. Cool, and that basically just clicking on that just means I can now farm. But I can only farm medical stuff, but that's fine. So I'll just put a small farm, relatively small farm here, just to grow some medicinal herbs. Yeah, I'm actually a little bit too concerned about the our coal situation. We seem to be getting a decent amount in our houses now that we've changed our setup and got more people working in there. So hopefully, well, for the short while we'll change to rapid, which means we've been less efficient with our resources, but it's okay, we'll change back to a conservative or a normal later. Oh, boosts, and we'll boost up this guy as well. How close are we? Maybe we can move up to Town Hall to level 2. It just means we get some new cards, like the buy wood one, but we're pretty okay for wood at the second. Considering getting this just to complete the this here, aside from blinking and annoying me, which I think is what I'll do, so I'll go that far. Fishing lodges, I go for another immigration post maybe, but for now what I want to do is just do that, just so this guy will stop complaining about the fact that he has to deliver. It's not that far away really, buddy, come on. There we go. Yeah, right now we've got no labour to call. It's not the best. We're managing to get a few more people on apparently. I think some of that will be from children becoming adults. Oh, but this guy is still working his best. I don't think 50% production is that useful right now. Not for that sort of money. I suppose what we could do is pick up the immigration office. It's 120, which is not too much, but just to get some more people in to start doing more stuff is going to be pretty helpful, I think. So we'll just put him back here. Oh yeah, and we've got this button here which means you can just duplicate a building, which is pretty useful since that means you kind of not having to use cards anymore. So it does render the card system a little obsolete, but that's okay. Yeah, cause the card system is, it feels odd that you've sort of been limited to what you can build by just what's in this card, but also just gives it a sort of feeling of dopamine when you click on, you open the things up and say, oh, that's the thing I wanted, and you feel good about it. But when you try to consider it logically, it's more of a hindrance than anything. But you know, feeling good is what the whole point of playing the game, isn't it? So I'll just stick him down here so I'm not thinking about him, and we should focus on cutting down some more trees. So some more non-fruit trees. Oh, yep, summary, 4 births, but no immigrants yet. I guess this guy's really taking his time about bringing in some more guys for us. Let's see. Yeah, we seem to be getting a decent amount of coal into our buildings. There's a few people who are still quite cold. Hopefully we should be able to get through the year. We've got to spring and no one's died, so we seem to have done okay. Oh yeah, we've got a statistics bureau. I didn't end up using these too much, honestly. I feel I can get away without, but they're there. Okay, and we're pretty much out of wood, but that should be rectified in time. Although without any labour, maybe not. Let's see if I can bring up my. Goodness me. I'm sure there was a way to bring up. Yes, here we go. No, that's not right. Where was the sheet which brought up everybody? Maybe it was the statistics bureau, the place which tells us where everybody's at in terms of. No, that's just the same thing I was looking at before. I feel like there was definitely a window I could look at to see where people were placed and such, but maybe I'm just thinking about other games instead. How much fish are we getting? 87 per season? That's not too bad. Okay, and we've got people making a little bit of medicinal herb. That can be turned into medicine at a later stage, but that's a later tech we'll need to work on. Getting a little bit low on housing, so we'll just whack a few more in here. Bit of a low appeal in the area, but that's not too big a deal in my opinion. We can rectify that at a later stage. Most important thing right now is just getting more people in. Oh yeah, a couple more boosts. Get a boost on that coal. Oh, here we go. 3 immigrants wish to join the city. Brilliant. And now we get a book. Now these are pretty useful for just improving the overall efficiency of a lot of your places. I find taking this one is the one I take the most, just so that I'm using less resources. So with like the furniture maker I want to try and make in the near future, this will reduce how much wood is required to just to make a table. And this is also useful for your mines, so to deplete your resource in the background as well. And it doesn't reduce the amount of efficiency of the building, it just means you just don't have to consume such resources. That one's also quite useful for your mines as well, just because job happiness is pretty low in a mine, but I'm not too worried about job happiness right now in the early game. That's more of a late game worry for me. So we'll go for sustainability, and we'll whack that boy right in there. And that gives us the extra people we need. It's really hard to fight against the money, to be honest. You're always finding yourself just barely without what you need. Hey, the immigration office brought five more immigrants. That's really useful. Cool, and we brought ourselves a charcoal burner. Now, one of the things I would like to do is to get this, just to reduce the amount of wood we're throwing away into this thing here. See, it's turning 10 to 21, which isn't bad, but it's also not good either. We'll turn this off of rapid mining just so we're not wasting the background stuff. We'll put it back into conservative mining. And we'll get the stone, because we desperately needed a bit of stone. Oh, yep. Here we go. We got 4 labourers. It's kind of hidden behind this orange thing here. Actually, I think that's what I was looking for. Just the number of available labourers, and yeah, it's hidden behind this thing. I'm so tempted, but at the same time, maybe going for this area is better, just so we have another food source, because food will eventually begin to become a problem. I'm noticing as well, in terms of hunting, there's not much in the way of good hunting going on here. Yeah, if we expand down here, we can whack in a hunting lodge as well as make some farms. That might be the way to go. It will cut into our income though. Oh yep, research, excellent. Okay, and now we want to do our a luxury resource. This is what we need to do to upgrade our villages so they become higher tier. I'm thinking pottery, because I think we should be able to squeeze the pottery people in here, so the clay makers, where there wasn't particularly good fertility, but we can still get some. Oh, trading post? Not right now. The trading post is good when you got like lots of excess resources you don't want. You just want to get cash in, but we'll pass on those for now. And then we've got a trading port, which is basically the same thing but on the coast. So I don't get the difference there myself. Okay, so let us. Alright, we'll claim this province. One of the other benefits of claiming a province is you actually get an increase in your base income. So you're turning $107 into a constant $11 and $2 income on this province here. So they can be pretty valuable to buy. So you're not like losing out or finding yourself, oh, I don't want to buy a new province because it's going to cost me money, but in fact it actually makes you money. Not bad at all. And we'll get our other book as well for buying a new province. Let's say just a straight 20% productivity boost is probably the way to go. And we'll just whack that in here. Yeah, I think that's a fine place to put it. Just so we'll counteract the fact that we're doing conserve resource here. And while I'm about it, let's whack one of those on it as well. Okay, so let's go for farming. I'll put in a farm like that. That'll do middle herbs for now, but we'll get some actual proper food in there in a sooner stage. And while I'm here, we'll also actually just check on the fertility. Yeah, it's not like super great here. I mean, it's okay, but it's not like I'm missing out by putting them here. Cool. So we'll do that. And the hunting lodge next door. And we'll just connect it all up. Nice. Don't feel like I need anything right now from here. Once these build up to a certain number, they'll actually turn into a wild card, which is basically a card that can use for making anything. And those are pretty useful. You find later in the game that you just have a massive stack of wild cards, and the whole deck or card selecting process becomes sort of obsolete. But for the short time it's there, it feels pretty enjoyable. I might end up buying this province next just to get access to all of this stone. And in fact, we'll flag this stone as well, because we could use with upgrading all of these things here to be slightly more efficient with the coal they're using. Getting a boost for our coal mine. Oh yep, they're finished harvesting all of these medicinal herbs. If we end up having a few extra of these, we can sell them, but from the looks of things, we're probably going to need to keep them for ourselves, to be honest. Oh dear, they're piling it up here. Well, that's fine, I suppose. I kind of think I should have probably managed this so it was only going to be coal, so I'll do that for the second back one. So I'll turn that off from that and that. And actually disallow all. There we go, coal. And we'll disallow all for this one as well. I'll make this one coal also. They can move the stuff back, we'll just leave it there for now. People will use it naturally by themselves. How are we doing for wood? 0, it would seem. Okay, we'd have rectified that as well. So non-fruit tree wood. Nice. Yeah, we've got 5 labourers, so it's a little bit low, but it's not the end of the world. We'll probably end up having to swap out some of our labourers to deal with these, but also these need a house as well, apparently. So we'll just quickly whack a home right next to there. Yeah, some of these games feel a bit frustrating in terms of their desire to have houses so close to their workplaces. There's a sort of a believability and scale situation that some of these games have. I managed to bank up a bit more cash again. How's that tech going? Oh, actually, we chose a tech. Ha! That'll be why. We don't lose anything by not choosing a tech. We just bank it up here. So I'm wondering what could be useful. Potentially we could go for furniture, and then the sake, just so we get the library, which help overall with our production of research points. But I also want to be able to get into actual food production. I'm trying to remember exactly where that comes from. Plum breeders? Maybe? Well, for now we'll go with just the furniture production, because we've got plenty of wood we can expand down to in here. Oh, here we go, yeah. So all the cards got combined into one wild card, which I can use to basically do anything. And we've got a wandering trader, that's excellent. We can dump all of our leather onto them. And for the remainder, we can do stone. Or should we do medical herb? We'll do medical herb. It's a little bit less money, but it's something that's slightly less valuable to us at the very specific moment. So we'll trade those away. We have to pay a pretty substantive fee on that, so we're not making as much money as we would like, but that's the breaks, I suppose. And now we're above our $2,000 point, which is excellent. So our investment card is paying its maximum dividend as possible. And while I'm here, I'll do some more boosterinos. Is there much in the way of... No, there's not much in the way of fruit here, is there? So I won't bother boosting that. We'll boost this guy as well. Just so we've got a really nice healthy supply of coal, so I'm not going to have to worry about it in the too near future. I may want to, once this is above 300 here. We'll grab this province just so we get a bit more base income, but also because I kind of want it as well. And I wouldn't mind grabbing this big province here as well, just so we can get their citizens into us. And also because there's just plenty of space to grow.